Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You're still on to Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. My name is Sage Babalola. This is Mainland Focus. As you know, we have spent about 45 minutes reviewing the newspapers, but then what is conversation without getting feedback? We want to hear what you have to say about the stories that have been reviewed this morning, although because of time, we might be unable to analyze one after the other all the stories that have been reported. Hence the decision to pick out about 2 stories that we can have broader conversations on, as is our usual practice here on Mainland Focus, except on Thursdays, where we have the open mic session where you can talk about any story of your choosing. But for today, we're going to select 2 stories that we consider to be quite important and allow for more conversation on the selected stories. Fᴜᴜᴜ will be joining us virtually, of course, to get his perspective on these 2 stories to further cement his initial analysis of those stories during trends in the papers. And then we open the phone lines and, of course, give you an opportunity to contribute to the show via our Facebook platform on which we're streaming at this moment. Don't forget that most of the shows are being streamed live on Facebook and on YouTube. So you can join us via those platforms. Just go to Facebook, join the live stream, type in whatever message or contribution you might have for us, and I'll read it live on air. I'll do that simultaneously with the phone calls, the WhatsApp messages as well. So the 2 stories that we have this morning happens to be the story that was reported on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper and also the Guardian newspaper. We have the story here of the female banker that committed suicide. We could see the report of the female banker who committed suicide because she was overwhelmed with the economic conditions of the country and probably pressure from her place of work. Emphasis on probably. But then we're talking like, how should Nigerians begin to help themselves out of this situation such that people are not resorting to suicide as an out? Also, what does this say about the need for Nigerians to begin to speak out when they are distressed? What should be the reaction of the government in this kind of situation? This is regarding the female banker who committed suicide in the staff toilet of the bank where she works. Now, we will also want to reference the Lagos Nigeria Bar Association protest over the brutalization by police officers. How can we end brutalization of Nigerians by the police? We know that a lawyer was brutalized, but it's an opportunity for us to talk generally about the brutalization that ordinary Nigerians experience themselves. Also, how can the police themselves address and end this particular practice? So those are the 2 stories for this morning. The suicide that was reported in the papers, and also the brutalization of lawyers by police officer, and the fact that there's a need to stop this particular act. Fᴜᴜᴜ, good morning to you once again.
Yeah, good morning, Say. Nice to be in the studio with you.
Nice to have you. All right, so your input on these stories.
Well, again, on the female banker that committed suicide yesterday, very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. But sometimes, we are not all very emotionally strong, say to really fight some things or survive some situations. There are people who are not that strong, and that's why consistently on the show I've always said that this is the time for Nigerians to take care of themselves, one, and of course find a way to help one another. It's very, very tough out there, Sage. It's not, we're not saying this because we just want to disparage the government or criticize the government. It's just the reality. Like I said earlier in the morning, Sage, even Jᴏɪᴜ Aᴊɪ๏ᴜ had to say it over the week, in one of the events in Ibadan there, that look, the removal of subsidy has brought untold hardship on Nigerians, and that the way it was done was not properly thought out, it was not well planned and all of that, even though the APCs reacted in Ibadan and all of that. But we're not going to really go into the back and forth amongst politicians. But for Nigerians, I think, the problem is, look at the scandal of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. That's a ministry that was created basically to take care of, suffering Nigerians that are in serious poverty, who can't help themselves. Was supposed to be some kind of, temporary measure to ensure that, at least to a great extent, we're able to tackle poverty. But look at what is happening. Monies that are made for people are now being diverted and all of that. So, if you understand our peculiarities as a people, that look, if you call for a temporary intervention, it's going to end up in the cesspool of corruption. It now means that we have to find a way to take care of ourselves. And in taking care of ourselves, one, I keep saying it, if you have any source of income now, you have to be very prudent with your spending. Very, very prudent. This is not the time to go extravagant and begin to lavish money, the picture is not looking very, very good. The reality is not looking good at all. The other one is that this is the time to share, and I think this is the time for religious houses to now also step in and begin to educate people about the need to share, give to people. I think in Islam, one of the pillars is about giving. You have to find a way to continue to give. If you have excess, just give. So this is the time for us to watch out for our neighbors, our friends, family members. If you have 1,000, share for 500. Just do something to help somebody.
Don't set yourself up, 'cause I'm about to ask you for money.
Just do something really, say to help somebody out there. And then I think people also have to now learn to speak up.
Yes,
Just tell, because again, sometimes you don't need to bottle it all in. You may not be able to really help yourself, so if there's somebody you can talk to, there's a shoulder you can lean on, and all of that, just
I have
do.
a counter argument.
Okay.
I know that you don't really like social media because you believe Gen Zs are rude. So
You
you,
know,
don't like
you-
interacting.
you know your-
with-
your people,
You
you-
don't like interacting. I get it, but
Yeah.
have you seen people mock people for speaking out? I've been in comment section, and even as a young person, I'm
Yes.
appalled.
By what the reactions
by
here?
what you're saying. Somebody is coming out, especially if you're a man and you make the mistake of crying on camera that you're having a hard time. You will
They
be
just mock you.
dragged through the ends of the earth, and I think that's why people don't see.
And that's one thing about the so-called Gen Zs, the social media thing.
But I don't abuse it.
No, again, look at what happened with the young
Yeah.
lady that people are now giving monies to.
Yes.
What she said, ordinarily for my own generation, is nothing really to celebrate.
It's what you
That
normally do.
it's something we grew up seeing our mothers do consistently, our grandmothers do consistently. You wake up 4:30 to cook for your husband. Our grandmothers don't just cook to their husband; they cook for the whole compound. They wake up 3 a.m. and they started cooking. You wake up to meet them, not cooking for one person. This one was just cooking for her husband. They cook for the whole compound, and they did it consistently to the point where you have to even beg them to stop doing it. So, but because of the toxic nature of this so-called generation, the toxic feminism, like you said, they are ready to drag anybody. They are just out there to bully people. You don't have a voice, and they are they can insult. So that's why people have asked me, "Oh, you are not so strong." I said, "Look, it's a place where you can't even have a decent conversation with people.
Yeah.
After one or two lines, they insult you.
Yes.
So, but again, it shouldn't even stop people from speaking up, talking when they have a problem. You may not go on social media. You can look for reasonable people around. Look for an elder around. Look for people that can, of course, come to your help. And that's why I said this is the time again for religious houses to now come in and help, step in and help people. It's not only about giving out monies or food or all of that. You can also do, counseling. Sage, you can also help. And if you need to see a therapist, you can also do that. You can see a therapist, a psychiatrist, for example. I have this problem. Like I said, this is the time for Nigerians to find a way to help one another. The situation is very, very bad. The government is making promises, but we are still not sure whether the promises will lead to anything. And so because of that, we should, as a matter of urgency, find a way to take care of ourselves. Now, the issue of the police brutality. The lawyers are up in arms. They are protesting. But say this is what Nigerians have faced consistently. The NSAS protest was as a result of this.
Yes.
And somehow, after the
little, at least for a few months, we
but,
didn't see a lot
but
of
again, I
brutality.
think we are getting back to factory setting. People,
Exactly.
the police is getting back to, because again, one had thought that we learned some lessons with what happened after NSAS, and that the police had learned their lessons. Although we've seen situations where even the police authorities have been, of course, meting out some form of disciplinary actions against erring police officers, but I think they need to do more. And I think the police, you can't say the police is your friend and you're afraid to approach the police station to lay complaints or to go there to do any business with them. When I say business, maybe you are there as a lawyer to stand for somebody, or I want to go there to make any complaints. And like this idea of using police to arrest people, to punish people, should stop. It happens a lot amongst our elites. I'll use the police to arrest you. The police is supposed to be there to ensure protection of lives and property, and at least protect the rights of people, not to violate it. So now it is the turn of the lawyers, but I think this is what Nigerians face on a daily basis, and the police authorities have to find something to do about it. They must do something about it.
Well, thank you very much, Fuad Side, for your perspective on the matter. Let's open the phone lines now, 0913 6000 410 is the phone line. For WhatsApp and text messages, 0913 6000 430. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Please join us via our handle at Mainland 98.3 FM. We're having a conversation about the recent suicide reported in the papers. The bank worker who committed suicide at the bank toilets where she was working because of the economic situation of the country. And also, we're going to be talking about police brutality with reference to the lawyer that was recently brutalized when he went to check on his client at the police station. And we have Femi Falana, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and members of the Nigeria Bar Association taking to the streets and protesting that the policemen need to stop brutalizing lawyers. Let's take our first call for this morning. You have 2 minutes for everybody that calls in to contribute. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning to you, sir.
Yeah, this is Paul from Ebeda.
Welcome, sir. Please go on.
Yeah, it is actually very unfortunate. I had that news yesterday. In fact, I was almost shedding tears. If a banker, somebody that is sure of her salary at the end of the month, could commit suicide because of the economic hardship that Nigerians are facing, or she was facing, then how about those millions of Nigerians that have no place they can depend on to earn a living at the end of the month or the week? You know, this thing, I personally think that these, our political leaders, should sit down and think twice how to and what to do to make sure that Nigerians will not take their lives. Because the poverty level now is pretty too high, beyond what the statistics is giving to us. Because when you are standing on the road, maybe you went to filling station to buy fuel, you will discover a gentleman or a young woman well dressed will just walk to you. Please, myself and my family, my children, we have not eaten. You know, at the end of the day, maybe you have only 500 naira. You will squeeze it and give, or 200 naira. And these things were not like this before. We have to be sincere. It was not like this before. Even if it was in a very, very light mood or light way. But today, it is a daily occurrence. It is something you see every day as you walk in the streets of Lagos. The government are spending money on luxurious things that do not benefit the masses. The promises they made, if there is no realization of those promises, there is nothing that shows that those promises are really going to work out in the life of Nigerians. Because if it will, they will start from the day one, like the Malawian president did, to cut the cost of governance, to reduce the expenditure on these things that do not matter. How will you spend 15 billion in building the VP's residential place?
Thank you.
How will you spend hundreds of millions in...
Thank you so much for calling. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, I've already extended my Happy New Year to Fuad and the other lady. With you, I want to say, oh, you are welcome and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year,
yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
Like
sir.
the issue, Chooks calling from Aja.
Welcome.
Yeah, really, I want to tell you the truth. The work that is being handled from the federal now, I think we need to be patient. We need to be patient. Let us see the outcome. At least by now, we have seen the pros and the cons. All the junketings, all the frivolities now, we don't need to tell the federal government that they need to do away with it. But there are some things that are constitutional. It can't deal with the National Assembly directly. It can't deal with the governors. So focusing on the governors and the National Assembly I think it is the duty of we, the citizens, and the press. Let us go after all their frivolities, expose their frivolities. Now we have exposed the frivolities of, members of the executives. Let us see where this one lands us. Finally, police brutality. Incidentally, I used to do a job around that area. That particular Moshalasi is a notorious station. I'm telling you the truth. I was in a place around that place when they accosted one man. Presently now there is one big gorge in front of that police station. The man that wanted to come and repair that gorge so that motor can move freely. Maybe they left it intentionally so that they can use it to be arresting and collecting money, extorting motorists. They arrested the man. The man was arguing with them. Me, I just passed. I behave as if I didn't know anything. I can substantiate it. I'm telling you the truth. The DTO in herself, she was a lady that time. I don't know whether they have changed her. I'm telling you the truth.
Thank you. All right, please let's work with the 2 minutes that have been allotted. I don't enjoy cutting people off mid-conversation. So please, 2 minutes for all of your submission. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Baba Lola. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Elijah.
Yeah, thank you very much. On the issue of the bankers that commit suicide, it's just unfortunate. But let me just understand. It has gone to extreme. You see, we in Muslim, line, there used to be a kind of word we said, Kadar Allah Akan Kadri. What will be, will be. Nigerian situation is not today. It has been happening. We know what the past regime did to this country. We know how they bastardized our economy before this work came in. So it is supposed not to go to that extreme. If it's not okay today, what of tomorrow? So I consider it too extreme. The decision they took. But on the other side of before that, let me just say something about what the governor of Oyo State said on the issue of removal of subsidy. I think it's correct. In the sense of what the removal of subsidy, it's unfortunate. It's biting hard on Nigerians. But my appeal to our president is that to do something fast. Because the moment Nigeria is still depending on importation, look, our consumption per day, especially on petrol, diesel, and kerosene. So you can imagine, we depend on this thing on the foreign importation. So we are appealing to him, let him concentrate on our refinery. And in fact, I'm appealing to him to cancel we can remove ourselves from this lamentation.
Thank you.
So please, on the...
Hello, Babalola.
Good morning to you, Mr. Peter.
Morning to you, my dear. Good morning. The man that commit I go to pee for you to pee. It's a thing for you to pee yourself. So I didn't pity him at all. Even though you got so hard and you want to take your life as a religious person, you go to church, you go to mosque, we are do assist them. So why did we taking your life? What are we talking about? And somebody does say because you're asking will make you to take your life. Even though you don't have job, you are in Lagos. You don't supposed to be in Lagos. You jump out to Lagos, you don't have anything doing in your flat that you can go to farm, you will feed yourself. What are you talking about? So Nigerians today, they jump out of Nigeria. They were sleeping outside in the country they went to. What are you talking about? Let us believe that this country will be great. Even though we are sharing money to everybody, some people will never get. When we are talking of poor, then what are you talking about? I blame her greatly. I don't pity her. And according to my Quran, if you kill yourself, fire is awaiting you.
Thank you. I mean, you kind of point yourself judge and jury on the matter. I feel like people judge at the emotional strength of others based on their own emotional strength.
Well, I like I said earlier, I'm a Muslim too, and I understand where it's coming from, because Islam frowns completely at an attempt to take your own life. Because you don't give life, you shouldn't take it, even your own life. But again, we have to understand that there are people who are just very, very weak, and that's why there's an opportunity for counseling, there's an opportunity for therapy, there's an opportunity for people to watch out for one another. Even in the mosque, it's encouraged that you have to watch out for one another. That's why when you pray, sometimes you greet one another, you are able to exchange pleasantry, so that if someone is distressed, you can quickly just step in. And that's why in Islam, the same Islam is talking about, it says that before you help the person in the fourth house, the next door neighbor must have gotten help from you. You understand? So I think that we have to look at a bigger picture in this particular issue. And the big picture is that, look, Nigerians are going through a lot at this time, and not everyone has the capacity really to survive this period, and so we must find a way to help ourselves.
Right. Well, thank you, Fuad. Let's go to Facebook for a little bit. We have quite a number of messages on Facebook. Prince Cassidy says, "R.I.P. to the lady that committed suicide. I have been in the same shoes before, and I had to run to the church. The people who suffer most are the ones left behind, and I can imagine a parent who have spent close to 30 years raising a child, and the child ends up that way. It's unfair to her parents.
Very, very unfair.
Also try to raise their children like rocks. This Indomie kind of raising is not healthy."
He's talking to you people.
Yeah, I blame you. Anyways, thank you very much for your message. Joshua Andova says, "Good morning, it's Joshua from Oregon. I'm really tired of talking, and one worst thing is some people are still defending these people. Imagine just a few days ago, Jakonde still carried $1 billion to give to the same government that has caused the hardship on the people. May God have mercy upon us.
To help security in Lagos.
Although I cannot kill myself no matter what." Kazim also on Facebook says, "Good morning, Sage and Fuad. I really felt sad yesterday upon hearing the suicide news of that young banker. It's the reality of our nation, Nigeria. A lot of people, including me, are depressed as a result of the economic crisis and hardship. I just hope for a better Nigeria. Thank you." All right, thank you very much.
Don't be depressed, Kazim, please.
Also, I think that we need to stop putting pressure on each other, because like you said, she said my figures are so low. So probably she was, experiencing. Mr.
Paul from Ebeda said, "Oh, she's sure salary. Most marketers
is commission, right?
Is commission, and they have these yield targets. So the pressure is huge."
Good morning.
Yes,
good morning, sir.
The traffic is very tight.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but for what? Somebody is advocating that even the working class will turn to beggars. Is that the economy we want to be running as a nation? Somebody who have graduated, working in an established environment, and everything is okay, and all of us should buy those who have it okay for everybody. For what? Whatever I can pass in that the government should have pity on Nigerians and create a enabling environment. Not we talking on radio to Nigerians to become beggars, go to church, go to mosque, and go to road. Lagosans are very sympathetic people. Those who cannot stay in Lagos should go back to their villages. Imagine that kind of a thing. Is that the kind of country we want to build? It's unfortunate. I can only tell Nigerians, please don't kill yourself. Continue to strive and pray. If your heart is so heavy, commit it into God's hands and pray and walk. Okay? And also talk to your neighbors. But the economy is not looking good, and I am not advocating for Nigeria to turn to beggars in their own country. It's unfortunate. Thank you.
Thank you, Don Peters.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, Sid.
Yes. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Why?
Good morning, Mr. John.
Yes, I'm just joining you. It's a talking point.
Yes, no, we were talking about the lady that committed suicide.
Okay, I heard of that one.
Yes.
That is the reality most Nigerians are facing now, majority of Nigerians, honestly. And you have said there. But you said something, you said we should look out for each other, help ourselves, Nigerians should help ourselves. And I've been reiterating this word.
Mr. John, what would I have said? What else would I have said?
What do we want to use in health now? You are deprived. Because that's just it. Just like last caller said, you are deprived. I'm deprived. Nobody is having money. Nobody is having anything doing good for him. You understand? It is when you have something left in abundance that you can look at your neighbor and say, okay, let me be of a help to you. But when you are not having now, so the situation is not.
No, Mr. John, no matter how small, we can always find a way to share amongst ourselves.
Yes, but that one may not be enough. Yes, you can say they can't get short to your fellow human being. I say, okay, even if you have 10,000, let me help you with 1,000 or 2,000. Yes, you are right, and that will be a kind of a succor. But beyond that, honestly, these are not looking good. And the government telling us that they don't have any clue to our problem. Are they clueless about our problem? Because every day the dollar keeps rising, and this even issue of this light is giving me problem in powering my business.
As a business owner, yes.
Yes, sir.
As a business owner, yes, the power situation
honestly,
is
it's giving me problem. Every day I keep to think by 9 o'clock, by 8 o'clock they take that light off. They bring it by after 12. After 12, they leave it for only 1 hour and it's off. As I'm speaking, I have no light. And I have to spend something like that 14,000 naira on my small scale business.
Thank you very much.
I start from 7 to 12. Wow. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Please turn down the volume on your radio. Good morning to you. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Bumi calling from Command.
Good morning, Mr. Bumi.
Mr. Fuad, thank you this morning.
Yes, sir.
I really enjoyed the topic this morning. I think this is speaking the situation of the nation presently. The true issue is what is really happening to the country presently. Nothing to hide about it. People are frustrated. People are depressed. Somebody like me, I can never beg, no matter how the condition. So to turn everybody to a beggar, that will not work. The only thing is just for us to keep on telling these people to do the right thing. People are sick, and I've never borrowed a dime in my life, and I will never, no matter what will happen. So, but this is not what we want. This is not what we pray for in this country. People are so depressed that they can do anything. It happened in our area here. Somebody wrote a note, and he told his children to go to church, and he hung himself, and he went like that. This is what is happening in the nation. Everywhere, things are tight. Are we going to continue like this? Police brutality and police extortion is everywhere. Come and see Ιλewé police station. Come and see almost every junction. Thugs extorting people everywhere. Are we going to continue like this? We have to sit down and wake up one day and see that this nation is good. This is our hope. But how will we go to get there? That's the question. The government should come to the rescue of the masses. People are at the receiving end of these things, and it's not fair. It's not fair. Where you will sit down in the AC and you will be enjoying the Nigerian money, that others are now suffering and killing themselves. No, it's unfair. I pray this nation will not crash one day. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so very much for your call. Let's take WhatsApp messages. People seem to be very interested in this story.
It's human interest,
It is. Good morning, Sage and Fuad. The lady who committed suicide did not solve any problem. She left in sorrow and left sorrows behind. Mental health is real, but she could have sought help. If she was in crossover night, people prayed to God, but they were far away from God. It's quite sad. Dada from Ogba. All right, thank you very much, Dada from Ogba. Please, I need you to refrain from calling the WhatsApp number. It's making it really difficult to get the message. I'll call out the phone lines after I get through these messages, but please refrain from calling the WhatsApp line. Thank you for your understanding. Good morning, House. I want you people to know that all of the politicians are sharing our common wealth, regardless of the political party that they are in. All of them do not have any ideology to offer. Moyo from Ikotu. All right. I don't know what particular story you're addressing, but anyways, good morning, crew. It's unfortunate what happened to the lady. It shows the nightmare that the people of Nigeria are going through. These policies are wrong and they are causing economic problems. Nigerians are going through a lot. As for Daniel Bwala, we're not talking about Daniel today, but thank you, Daniel, from we're not talking about Daniel.
We'll talk about that on Sunday. Political roundtable.
All right, so just stick around on Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. Now, good morning, Mainland FM crew. Suicide will continue, though it's not the best solution to the problem. If the government continue with their bad and anti-people policy, I ask if rain is not falling on our farms. Is our crude oil dry? Are there no mineral resources? God has blessed our country, but look at what Nigeria is doing. Bad governance of our so-called politicians are making people commit suicide. Let's help one another. Benjamin from Shogunle. Another message here says, good morning, Sage. In as much as I can say that suicide is not the only way out, this goes to say the high level of depression that most Nigerians are going through. And for the police brutality, that is our current reality. Owen from Lagos. We have here, good morning, Mainland FM. This is Gege Joshua from Ibute Meta. It's really sad that the economy is not friendly. What majorly leads to death of the lady was the accumulated pressure from her workplace. The note she left there in the toilet says that there is need to investigate the bank. President Tinubu should please pay more attention to agriculture, insecurity, and the economy. If food problem of a man is taken care of, other challenges become secondary. The present policing system needs restructuring. There are too many illiterates in the system. The government should encourage the graduates to apply for jobs in the police. Thank you very much for your message, Gege Joshua. Let's go back to the phones. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fuad and Sage.
Yes.
My name is Malam Bello. I am calling for a sharing.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you. You see, somebody, either he or she kill herself because of the economic situation of the country. I don't think it's justifiable, because now she have killed herself. I sympathize with the family, but she have killed herself. Does that going to change anything from change? Even if Nigeria change from bad to good, correct now, because she have killed herself, where is that to witness the good Nigeria? That is number one. Then number two, if she said, like somebody said, that are we going to turn to beggar in our own country? This and that. Okay, now she have done that in the interest of Nigeria. If Nigeria change now, she have died because of Nigeria. Is she going to be a beneficiary? No. But the fact is that if you kill yourself, for me particularly, forget about religion. If you kill yourself, I don't sympathize with somebody that kill yourself, because when God created you, you yourself wasn't there. And if he's ready to take you, you don't need assistance of you or assistance of anybody. So that is that. And a brutalizer of a lawyer, in fact, is condemnable. But if the brutalizer of Nigerian lawyer also is, because today about 4 or 5 states are going to be sought out today. They are the governors.
Yeah.
You will see something today that will also make you to blame Nigerian lawyers, because some of them are good, like bad police and good police. Some of them also are bad, some are good. Today you witness so many mess in Nigerian judiciary. If they brutalize it, don't change them, so be it.
But Malam, even if we have bad or good lawyers, we shouldn't justify brutalization of anybody. Not only a lawyer. Nobody should be brutalized.
That is why I say it's condemnable. But they also should change. We need Nigerian police to change, but they should also change. That is what I'm trying to emphasize.
All right.
Thank you very much for your submission. I appreciate you.
Truly, we have about 3 or 4 cases that the Supreme Court will be, deciding today. Hopefully, But I think 2, Kano, Plateau State, hopefully, will be decided today. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Sage.
Morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Abba. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Damilola.
Good morning, sir. Honestly, it's a very unfortunate situation. Honestly, my deep condolences to the family of that young lady.
Yeah.
The thing is just that when we are talking about renewal and all these promises and promises, until people cross to grave before we fulfill the promises. I want to say this morning, Mr. Fuad, that lady is a big financially buoyant than many Nigerians. I must tell you. People are living in abject poverty. A lot of Nigerians are depressed, honestly. The thing is that not all of us can go to ourselves. A lot of people, they've been emotional, but they can't do anything. The thing is just that if we are running a country, we should try to put things in order. When people are committing suicide like this, it means that yes, the government has failed woefully, and things is not working. We take ourselves, in fact, who are you going to face right now for anything? People will give you 1 or 2 complaints, 1 or 2 excuses. Things are very tough. Everybody just trying to cope. We are battling with many things. So the only thing is government should look into that issue and take a step on police brutality. If lawyers are being maltreated, what happened to other Nigerians? Now there is a slogan written now, no grief for anybody. The police are reacting. Are they talking to them? But are they talking to them? That is how the answers protest actually started. Are they talking to them? No grief for anybody. It might be about your dream. It might be about your step in the new year. Then the thing just that they should maintain their lane. They should remove all the illiterate. We need educated minds, people that are well educated within that police force. Otherwise, this thing will not stop.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. This no grief for them. I don't even understand.
Good morning.
If you like, no grief for somebody that will beat you blue black.
Please call us back if you can. Apologies. Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, Babalola. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Peter.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank God for your life. Always advocating for taking care of one another. Religious houses should do that. They were going to give. He gave them food stuff, rice, and the rest. I never knew him from Adam. He just had me on the radio, and he added 25,000 naira to that family. That was somebody on the radio. Then there was a particular church, I will not mention names. That announcement was made that there are some food for the needy people. And I looked around, the woman I know as a needy person with children was not in church. And I went on behalf of that woman to collect that pack to go and give to that woman. The lady that was in charge of that exercise refused to give it to me and was telling me that the woman is not in church. I said, do you know why she's not in church? Whether she has eaten, will she trade down to the church? All my preaching to this lady in charge in the church fell on deaf ears. She did not give me anything to go and give to that woman. Tomorrow now that woman commits suicide. Then we will be talking, oh, may God rest her soul. May this. So what I'm trying to say with this story is that I think giving is natural when you decide to help. It's not about church. Yes, the churches help. But who are the people you are putting in charge of this humanitarian something in the church? Some of them are so insensitive to the people. I was ashamed of myself. I'm not a beggar. I don't look a beggar. I help some people. Give me this to go and give to this woman because she was not in church. And the lady refused. And refused. And refused. Again, it was painful. For the police brutality, let them go ahead. I know what one woman used to do at the Pata Junction here. I've been complaining. Every night she comes there to threaten the Dampo drivers and then Korokpe and Marwa drivers, like she did yesterday. See, the point is that, my brother, my sister, if we can talk to the conscience of people to help neighbors, because a lot of people are on the verge of committing this suicide, it's God that will help us.
Mr.
That's
Peter.
the bitter story I have to tell us this morning.
Thank
Some
you.
people in the churches are not helping. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you for your submission. Back to Facebook, Prince Shola Shodeke says, good morning, Lagos. My heart goes out to the family and friends of the lady who took her life, which was avoidable. My take, she may have been killed by her family and friends because of the pressure they piled on her. And same thing with her employer. Unfortunately, she fell for the antics and she for no green. All right. Taufik Olaya also on Facebook says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. Everyone is in pain, but let us be safe. Don't kill yourself. I know we shall overcome this. I can't believe the so-called still defending the government. Thank you. That speaking to the comment of one of our callers. Thank you very much.
Just speak to the issue.
Yeah, just speak to the issue. Please let's not open the portal for disagreement. We have here Taufik Olaya saying, okay, Prince Shola Shodeke, you don't have to resend the messages. It confuses me. Please don't do that. Prince Leo Ozoma says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. Suicide is not an option to solving any problem, and it should not be encouraged. When you commit suicide, you have lost on both sides, which is eternity and here on earth. However, I hope those in authorities are listening, that they should do the right things. For the police and lawyers squabbles, both know what to do to make the society okay. But if police does its job diligently and the judiciary does the same, Nigeria would have achieved 65% of greatness. Leo Ozoma from Isolo. Kolawale Kazim, still on Facebook, says, I think it's sad that we're blaming somebody for taking her own life. When we leave the government, we made things hard for the people who kill themselves. Maybe we should tell the president to bring back subsidy, open the borders so that we can bring in food at a cheaper price. Maybe we should tell Mr. President to buy presidential yacht so that he can use the money to produce electricity. Maybe you mean not to buy is what you're trying to write. Anyways, maybe we should ask the National Assembly to return the 50 billion budgeted for buying bulletproof cars for themselves. Don't you think if the president has governed us well, the lady would not have committed suicide? We're far too religious in this country. What is the essence of life? That is in suffering. Kolawale Kazim from Ijora. We have here also Okay, and the person deleted the message. I don't know why he did that. I'll take one phone
Maybe he's
call.
resending it.
Probably resending. I'll take one phone call and then I'll just round things off with the WhatsApp messages that we've gotten so far. 0913600410 is the phone line. If you want to send a WhatsApp or a text message, please send it to 0913600430. Hello.
Say good morning.
Yes, morning to you, sir.
Good.
Hello.
Good morning.
Madam Ifi, good morning. Yeah, okay.
How are you? Happy weekend.
Yeah.
Sage, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Okay. You see, in a working environment, most organs are too hard on their subordinates. Before that lady did what he did, the height of it was in the office. Because when you see the suicide note, the first thing he did was that my
figures are very low.
Yes. That means they don't, maybe they are out of meeting, they don't bash. You know, some people, they don't know how to talk to subordinates to achieve results. Yeah, I work with a Igbo company, and I like going to work for that 13 years I worked there. At Jᴏɪᴜ, at Aba. I like working there. And because of the way they run the place, even your line manager, Fawad, said, you know, some of them, at least 3 of them are my friends in the last almost 40 years. Because of the relationship between us. I was a subordinate, but they respect me, I respect them. If I do something that is not right, they know how to put it across to me, and I will take it to correction immediately. You don't. What happened to that? The height of, maybe he has other issues. Or maybe I'm 32. I never married. You know, young girls now. I never married. They people don't marry. Don't born. Everything. Maybe it's even not that God wants to even answer. She has taken off. She's away. So the height of it was inside that office. That was what it was. Inside that toilet, I look at her and say, let me kill myself. She now look at her life as worthless. Other, please, people should learn how to talk to subordinates, particularly if the person is not bringing results. But you sack her than to bully him or her.
All right. Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day. All right, let's round things off with the WhatsApp messages we've gotten so far. Good morning, the fantastic duo of Sage Babalola and Fuad Said. The suicide committed by the banker in Ikorodu is very sad. Citing behind her action. Chose such route to end her life despite that she was even employed. I've been out of job for close to 3 years, but I've never thought of anything close to suicide, maybe because my fate frowned so much against it. My singular advice to every Nigerian is to try to be alive, be prayerful, and hope for the best in life, because it's only the living that can achieve whatever he or she hopes for in life. Said from Ifo. All right, thank you very much, Said, for your message. We have here, the level of poverty and high cost of living is not a joke. Our police, our army needs to take serious reforms. King A. Okay, thank you for your message. Sage and distinguished Fuad, I greet you devotedly. I saw the unfortunate story about the bank lady. It's quite unfortunate. Mr. Fuad, let me say there's no justification for committing suicide, and there's no seen reasons to it. A lot of people go through depression daily. People need to speak up, because suicide is not something that happens unplanned. The person might have been nursing suicidal thoughts for days or weeks before eventually doing it. What they don't know is that they are ending whatever suffering they are going through and creating a bigger problem in eternity for themselves. I agree with you that counseling is needed now. Can we say RIP to someone who died of suicide, Mr. Fuad? James Ogbonna from Oshodi. I think it's just basic human decency to do that. Thank you. We have here, to be sincere, things are extraordinarily hard now. Mainly food. People around are not helping matters. Mainly security agents and touts. To make matters worse, go to clubs. You see people buying bottles of wines for thousands of naira. The time is coming. Ifeanyi from Asheshe. Okay, that's kind of external pressure that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Good morning to you, Babalola and Mr. Fuad, and Pastor Sunday from Magoro. Police brutality is everywhere in Nigeria. I have witnessed it. So many people are patronizing their service and they see nothing wrong with it. On the banker who committed suicide, it's quite sad. It remains small that almost everybody would be at the verge of committing suicide. Our leaders think of writing their names in the book of record, forgetting that the masses are writing their names in the book of abject poverty. Condition have made the crayfish to bend. All right, thank you very much, Pastor Sunday. And that's everything we can take for today. I'm sorry I could not take all the bulk of messages that we got today. My apologies. But the conversation will continue on social media. You can engage each other on our Facebook platform, Mainland 98.3 FM, also on YouTube. And we have many other shows that will definitely be addressing these issues. For example, the Situation Room that will be happening today at 4 p.m. It might come up, so you have an opportunity to still give your contribution on radio. Thank you very much, Fuad for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So you have to give me money.
Because
everybody has said that you should give me
No,
money.
we should help ourselves.
So
that
Fuad,
one,
help me.
no issues.
You give me money.
You are safe.